I'm Michelle Ashley. I'm a certified career strategist, LinkedIn educator, and former recruiter, and I am a Georgian alumni. When I graduated in 2016, I would have never thought that by 2023, I would have helped hundreds of people land jobs. Because the truth is, it took me a long time to find a job after graduation. In fact, I was probably one of the last people in my graduating class to get a job, if not the last one. The first few months of looking for a job, I didn't have LinkedIn in my job search strategy at all. And I don't know what the narrative now is about LinkedIn, but at that time, the way everyone would talk about LinkedIn or describe it is that it was Facebook for older people. And that's not really, it was not aligning with me, and I didn't think that I was going to have any luck on it. Day by day, I felt like my confidence was just going lower and lower. And just one day I thought, you know what, I have nothing to lose. I'm going to try LinkedIn out and see what happens. And within a short amount of time, I was able to land my first HR job. And since then, LinkedIn has been almost like a generator of opportunities for me. Without even having to apply, I'm getting opportunities, and I've had the same success with my clients as well. And I want you to have the same success. Once you learn how to work the system, you can get the system to work for you and to be attracting those awesome opportunities. So I'm going to share with you today my top tips to get started on LinkedIn. Likely your number one goal on LinkedIn is to capture the attention of recruiters. So it's important to understand how your target audience uses LinkedIn and to get in the mindset of a recruiter. So many recruiters will use the traditional approach to recruitment, which is using the post and pray method. They're going to post their job onto many job boards as possible, and they're going to pray that the qualified candidate is going to, in fact, apply to that position. Now, using that method, on average, large corporations have to sift through 129 applications to find one possible candidate. And remember, traditionally, they're going to be interviewing 2 to 4 candidates for a position. Now, on top of that, post-COVID, there has been many changes to job search activity. You may have heard things like quiet quitting, and now we have rage applying. Rage applying means that an employee has a bad day at work and they come home and they take it out on all the job boards and they mass apply to a ton of positions without really even wanting to follow through with them. And so can you imagine how overwhelmed recruiters are feeling with applications coming through? And so now they want to be thinking of a different approach. So it should come to no surprise that more and more recruiters are deciding to take a proactive candidate search. And they can do this by using a premium service called LinkedIn Recruiter. And essentially what it is, it's like a search engine for recruiters, and they're able to source candidates for positions that they're looking to fill. And so recruiters will go in and they're going to use some keywords to search for users' profiles. So they're going to type in job titles and or skills plus a location. And so LinkedIn will provide a list of matches based on keywords found in the user's profile that matches what the recruiter is looking for. So if we want recruiters to be finding us for positions that we're interested in, we need to be adding in keywords that are related to the target positions that we're after. So by infusing our profile with keywords specific to our target jobs, you're going to be showing up on more search results. But how do we find the right keywords? You'll have to do some research to find out what are the best keywords that you can use in your profile. The first thing you can do is review job postings. Go on your favorite job board and source 5 to 8 job postings that you would be interested in applying to. Take your time and read through the job posting and write down any industry-specific keywords or terms. Definitely you want to be including the different variations of job titles. You can also keep an eye out for software or technology, but we want to make sure that we are avoiding any keywords that can be used in any industry. For example, leadership, communication, time management. We really want to focus our attention on just keywords that are specific to the position or industry that we're applying to. Then we're going to switch over and go onto LinkedIn for some research. We are going to be looking through profiles of people who are in roles that you would be interested in. This is called benchmarking. And so you'd go onto LinkedIn, you'd go to the search bar, and you would type in the job title that you would be interested in. And you're going to go through people's profiles, and you're going to make note of any keywords that you keep seeing coming up. If you see it in theirs, it's likely going to be important for yours as well. A good spot to find a lot of keywords is to scroll down to the bottom. You'll see a skills section, and you'll see a lot of keywords in there. While you're there anyways, make note of any cool things that you see on their profile that you might want to use on yours too. Now, we don't want to be copying, but we can definitely be using this for inspiration. So once you've done your keyword research and we have the foundation for your profile, what do you do next? Well, the next thing we do is to create a keyword enriched profile. And so we want to make sure that we're not just keyword stuffing. So we're not taking the keywords and just dumping it into our profiles. Because what will happen is you'll show up on these results. A recruiter is going to go to your profile, and they're not really going to get any sense of who you are or what you've done or your skills, because it's just going to be a bunch of words. So when we're creating our profile, we want to keep in mind that a real person is going to go through and read your profile. So you want to be weaving in your keywords throughout all of your content on your profile. Now, the other thing to point out as well is that the algorithm favors certain sections of your profile. So this includes your headline, which is the text that's just underneath your profile picture, your about section, your experience section, as well as the skills and endorsement section. So when we're creating these sections, we really want to be focusing and adding in as many keywords as we can, because this is really going to boost your visibility on the platform. Now, as a bonus for you, at the end of this presentation, I will have a QR code which will bring you to a LinkedIn cheat sheet, and it gives you further explanation of how to create these different sections on your profile. A common mistake I see many people make on LinkedIn is that they spend all this time to make a perfectly beautiful profile, only to hardly ever or never come back on the platform to engage in any way. Now, there are many reasons why this strategy does not work, but I want to bring your attention back to how recruiters use LinkedIn. So they're going to go on LinkedIn Recruiter, type in those keywords, and they're going to get search results back. Now, those search results can sometimes have hundreds or even thousands of names on there, and so they need to enable filters so they can really narrow down the results. One filter that's often used is show me profiles of people who are most likely to reply. So when they hit that, it's going to be showing profiles of people who regularly log into the platform. That doesn't mean you need to log in every day, but it wants to see that you are signing in on a regular basis, even if it is once a month. So that being said, the party is not over once you've completed your profile. The fun has just begun. I know that LinkedIn can feel very overwhelming when you are just new to the platform, and maybe you're not really sure how to best use your time to network and engage. So I want to make things easy for you, and I made a list of 3 things that you can do once you've completed your profile. The first thing is to follow your target employers. If you don't have a list of 5 to 10 employers that you'd like to work for, well, LinkedIn is a great spot to do your research as well. Really, just as best practice on job search, whether it's on LinkedIn or not, having a target list of employers really helps to focus your job search activity. So once you have followed these target employers, there's a couple great benefits that come out of this. The first one is that whenever the company is going to be putting out like new content, any updates about the company or even job postings, it's actually going to show up on your news feed. So you're going to be first in the know when job postings come out. When it's time to have an interview, you're already going to know some updates and kind of what's going on within the company. Secondly, when we talked about LinkedIn Recruiter and that recruiters can further filter their results, they can also use a filter that says, show me people who followed our company page. And so that's going to put you at another advantage. Then you want to focus on building your connections. It's important to note that even though there's 900 million people on LinkedIn, you don't have access to everybody. You only have access to people who are within 6 degrees of separation from you. So the more people that you add, the more people that you can potentially network with. This is going to take some time to do, but I've broken it down to kind of 2 different buckets. If we look at the first one, we have existing contacts. So friends, families, coworkers, professors, support staff, etc. Take some time and block it in your calendar. Maybe you want to put in, I'm going to spend 15 minutes today connecting with all my friends from Georgian College. That could be one thing. Once you have added all your existing contacts, you can go over to adding new contacts, so people you would like to meet. Now, there's people who will tell you connect with everybody and anybody, but personally, I don't think that is a good use of your time. We don't have unlimited hours in the day to just focus on networking. So we really want to be choosy on how we are going to be networking and who we're networking with. So my advice is to focus on finding 3 employees from 5 of your target employers and connect with them. If you are serious about creating solid connections on LinkedIn and really supercharging your visibility, well, you have to know that the magic is really in the news feed. Spend 10 to 15 minutes each weekday engaging on your news feed, and make a goal for yourself to comment on at least 3 posts. And we want to make sure that we're giving thoughtful responses. So leaving replies like congratulations or well done or great post is not going to cut it. That's not going to cultivate any great relationships or really entice anyone to look at your profile. Instead, you want to make sure that you're leaving a thoughtful response. Pretend like that person is telling you whatever's in their post in person. What would you say? Would you ask a question? Would you offer resources that could support whatever they're talking about? Really be engaged. And so if you are really not sure about how you can go about connecting with someone from your target organizations, this could be a good way to get your foot in the door, so to speak. So let's say you added a recruiter from one of your target organizations and you haven't quite reached out to them yet. Well, maybe you want to comment on one of their posts first. Maybe you start engaging in some conversation there. So when you go over to message them, number 1, they're going to recognize your name. And 2, you've already started to have a bit of a conversation. So that increases the likelihood that they're going to respond. So 10 to 15 minutes, that's all it could take to be building more of a relationship with people on LinkedIn. I wanted to jump on LinkedIn to show you how you can make a target list of employers. So there's 2 strategies that you can use. Here's the first one. So we're going to go to the search bar. We're going to click on it and press enter without anything on it. And this way we have activated the search bar. Then we're going to click on companies. And you'll see that there are a lot of companies on here, but we can further filter our results by location, industry, company size, and we have additional filters in here as well. Now, let me show you the second one. This is my favorite. We're going to put in our school name, and we're going to click on the company page. We're going to select alumni. And then we're going to type in our program name. Press enter. And then we want people who have already graduated. So we're going to do 2022. So now we have a list of over 3,000 people. We can go onto their profiles and look at what employers have hired them since graduation, because now we know that these employers have hired people with the same education that you have. So if you find a company that interests you, you can take it a step further by connecting with that person, sending them a message and saying, hey, Megan, I see that you're working for blank company, and I have them on my target list. I would love to know more information on your experience with this company. And so really here, we're just trying to make more of a connection and seeing if possibly we can get a referral. So I do want to show you one last thing on my profile here. So you can let employers know that you are open to work. So before we talked about the filters that recruiters can use when they're looking through their search results. And one of them as well is to find people who have used this feature, open to work, because they know that they are in fact open to work. So if they were looking to fill a position, as even yesterday, for example, then they can go here and know that these people are actively looking for a position. So we do want to add this into our profile. So if I click on Open To and click on Finding a New Job, you can go through and add in your job preferences. For a job title, if you click on there, you can start typing in your job title and you can select, and I think you can add in about 4 or 5. The same thing goes as location as well. Once you have filled everything out, you can go here. This is an important spot. It says choose who sees that you're open. And so you can choose to let everyone on LinkedIn know. So you can click this, and that's where you get that photo frame that says open to network. Or if you don't want to let people know because maybe you are working right now and you don't want people to know that you're job searching, then you can click this. And only people who are using LinkedIn Recruiter are going to know that you're open for an opportunity. So those are my tips, and I hope they helped. Okay, let's recap. So to make the best out of LinkedIn, we need to have an understanding of what keywords we need to be incorporating in our profile so we can be attracting recruiters who are hiring for the roles that we want. We want to get inspired by other people's profiles who are working in the industry we want to work in or in roles that we want to have. Then we want to actually go ahead and be creating a keyword enriched profile where we're going to be showing off our personality, our uniqueness, and our skills. And then once our profile is complete, we're going to let the magic begin and we're going to start networking and engaging on the platform. Oops. Okay, well, that's it. I hope you learned a thing or two about LinkedIn, and I hope we can connect on LinkedIn. And don't forget to also get your LinkedIn cheat sheet, which also gives you step-by-step instructions on how to create your LinkedIn profile.